Good afternoon. It's John Newquist and the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up, February 18th, 2023. And a choppy week this week. We had a lot of stuff happening, and CPI, of course, was one of our big stories. Smallest increase, if you look at it, 6.4. That's pretty good. We were above 8%, 9% over here. So it is going down. That's good. But people are looking at the rate of change. Oh, it's the smallest increase, so they felt not good. Core 5.6, not so bad. I think it's a good direction. I mean, it's down. That's all you have to remember. It's going down. Will it get down below 5 or 4? Not next month. Maybe a few more months. But people are watching this like a hawk, and it does affect the stocks. Coca-Cola, had a good quarter, I think. Revenues rose 6%. Anytime consumer staples rises faster than the economy's growing, it's good. I like it. The operating items, they were more money for overall sales per sale, and I think did a good solid area. I mean, we own Coke and Pepsi. It's a good stock. It's a lifelong stock. The dividend increased. It's kind of nice to have something that gives you, a good dividend and been around for a while and kind of gives you some stability in the performance. Now, the stat of the week's, the 2-year note, oh my God, it's above 4.5. I mean, it's high. Oil went down. Natural gas fell. If you just take a look at the blue line, which is the Henry Hub gas price, which is I don't know why it just clicked off. But it's, it was over 5. At the end of the year, it was over 5. It's down to $2.29. The gas companies, the gas stocks should all be clobbered right now. I mean, we sold equity, $30. It's at 33. It jumped a little bit, but there's a disparity when gas drops 4-5% in a day, and the stock is going up. Something's wrong, and I think it could go down to $20. Gold kind of been tough lately. It went down. It was, remember, over 1900. Now it's down to 1850. And so everybody's looking at the metals. But China reopening, there's a lot of hope. A lot of hope on it. The indexes were still up. Remember, we were up at almost 17%. So if you'd have took my advice and sold everything, you'd have been up 70%. You'd just sat back, smoked a cigar, and you'd said, okay. But we're in it for long term, and these are going to be the bumps. And if you look at the sectors, energy took the beating, of course, and then the techs, the big techs, look at this. Microsoft was down, and Google and Amazon, there's the big ones. Meta was down. So the S&P is still half of what the NASDAQ is, and that's what a lot of people are looking at. And everybody says, oh, it's going to come back. I mean, I watch people predict the S&P, and I mean, I'm hearing 3,200, 3,300, 3,400, and it may. But we're ready. We got good stocks and good sectors, and that's the key one thing. Generac, they always talk about it. Well, it beat by 3 cents missed on revenue, and I always look at revenues fell 1.7 year to year. Okay, it's slowing down. They're not doing good. This is a stock we made some money on. We're watching it like a hawk because, it should go better. I mean, everybody's watching these winter waves and Texas lack of the grid issues. This is an area that definitely is going to improve over the years because we want backup generators. I want to say 10 years from now, everybody will have a backup generator as part of a new house because they just can't trust the grid, and that's going to be an issue. Ring, we got Ring, we own the Ring, and it got clobbered. Oh, the growth rate went from 25% a year down to 17%. That's pretty good growth. If Coke was at 17%, the stock would be double. So I'm going to show you something I just bought, and this is maybe the future of Ring. I always want to see some new revenues. This is called the Ring camera. And of course I dropped everything, including my stickers. Oh, protected by a ring. See that? Protected by a ring. Isn't that cute? But it's the car camera. Now, I have not used this. It's right in the box. And I'm just going to show you the box if I can hold this up without getting everything else in there. Here it is. We got the big camera. It's going to go in my car. It's going to be a front and back camera. It's got an alarm. It's going to hook up into my Ring. I'm excited. I have tried all these car cameras. This will be my 5th one. I don't like any of them. They're all crap. They don't work. They work for a little bit and they have problems, and I want to see something. So I've had nothing but success with the Ring doorbell. There's not a standard in the cars for cameras. People like to have it. In Europe, they got cameras everywhere on the thing. You get you get the action of the video, you get the accident, you get, things you can use for theft. They thought a lot about it. It's 160 bucks, but I think it's going to be worth it if it works. So we'll tell you next week. So I'm going to put it in this week. Snap. They went out at the conference and they talked about, hey, we're at 750 million users. That's a lot of users. And of course, the stock, look at this channel. It's been in this channel for a long time, since November. And people are looking at it. You know what I look at? I mean, charts are important, but this is a big gap down, and that's a big gap down. Generally, if you just think of it as a big bull, then there's going to be a long, big bull. They will eventually get back to those levels. I do expect Snap over $20. So if you buy it now, I'm talking, it's going to be 100%. Is it going to be a year, 2 years? But I bet it'll be over 20 bucks again, and that's something we're going to look at. And then Mr. Bullard of the Fed said, I wouldn't rule out supporting a 50 basis point hike at the meeting. In fact, I wanted a 50 basis point in February 1st. And of course, PPI index came a little hot, and people were thinking, oh, now we were thinking 25 was going to be normal, and now that people are starting to think it might go to 0.5%. So, going to be an interesting cut and proposal, for a lot of people. They're sitting there saying, okay, Fed funds rates could be probably at 5% or 5.25%. It's going to be a lot of talk about it. And is there going to be a rate cut? Nobody says this year. There was a lot of talk earlier in January, but nobody's saying this year. So we're all going to watch it. And these are, just an interesting thing that Statistica came up with. Expedia, we don't own it. We did own it. I like Expedia. I hate to say, they missed by 44 cents. That's something wrong. Delta, record revenues. The airlines are doing great other than Southwest. What's going on, Expedia? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, the travel and weather was a blame. No. Delta, record revenues. You should be getting a part of all those bookings too. So something's going on. It dropped a lot. And, we watched the blue line. It's a support line. $90. If you get down to $90, I'm going to start thinking about buying again. I mean, it got down in the 80s, right down here. So it's a number we're watching, because I do think, I like them. They're efficient. It saves me so much trouble instead of going to every airline. You just go to one place, book it, everything's done. It's prepaid. You don't have to deal with, the hotel charging you all these extra fees and stuff. They just ask a credit card to hold it. It just saves you a lot of problems. So I think, it's good. It's a good company, but boy, I tell you, those days of $180, $200, ooh, does seem like a long ways away. And of course, the Google AI. AI is our buzzword of 2023. Everybody wants something AI, except it's ChatGPT, which Microsoft gives billions of dollars to make it. And they got it into their chat, which now apparently has a personality that could be very dark. But people love AI. As somebody said, they're going to put AI in a robot, and you're going to marry a robot because this robot understands you better than anybody else. But they asked, what new discoveries could we get from the Hubble, excuse me, that's my old age show, the Webb telescope? And they gave a wrong answer. It wasn't like a blatant wrong answer, which was, they said, oh yeah, they were the first one to discover this, and somebody looked it up and said, oh, this is not really quite true. Another telescope discovered this. And of course the stock, look at it, it went down like a rainfall. Which means Google, under pressure from the bosses, rushed the BART AI system, which means it's not quite ready. Many people in Google were embarrassed. Chats in the Google forum, we're embarrassed that this happened. This is like the Microsoft Bruce Green of death then 25 years ago. So $90. We own Google. We own a little bit of it. We're going to go into a little bit more if it gets down there, because still number one for search. Somebody said about 90% is Google, 3% is Bing. Now Bing with ChatGPT and AI, it could take some share, but ChatGPT is not working. Other than you have to wait. I actually like ChatGPT for my search engine. So OpenAI is not a public company. It's a Microsoft and other company funded venture. I use that for historical research. If I want to find, hey, what happened in this war, it gives me a better answer. Is it right? Well, it seems right. I mean, I'm not going to go back. I don't need, to do this. I just want information, and I think it's really nice. It only goes up to 2021, I'm sorry, but it's a good thing. So let's be good. Let's stay warm, and I'll see you next week. We'll find out about the ring car. Bye.